politics, the economy, education, healthcare, big news issues affecting the Ozarks. Cut through the clutter with Color 10 News analyst Brian Calfano. Now on Ozarks Tonight.
Good evening, welcome. We are joined tonight by John Farmer de la Torre, who is running for the Democratic nomination for the 7th Congressional District here in Southwest Missouri. And John, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
I'm not telling you something you don't already know. You have an uphill climb, even if you get to the nomination. So tell everybody why you're running and what your main platform ideas are for this part of the country.
Sure. It's time that we have working class people run for these offices. Oftentimes we get physicians, attorneys, your bored millionaire. But to have candidates who actually represent the people, and if we hold to the idea we should have a government of, by, and for the people, then that government should be made of people from the working class, and I'm one of them. 2
or 3 issues most important to voters you're talking to out there on the trail.
Well, in my view, I think that we have a lot of folks who are suffering. 70% of the country has less than $1,000 of savings. So that means we need to rebuild the middle class. A lot of people are slipping out of the middle class, and we have to lift up the working class. And so I have policies that I've selected that I think will do that. I think people want and need health care. That alleviates the risk of medical bankruptcy. It alleviates a lot of worry. We need living wages. I think that's incredibly important because when people have money to spend, it's good for the economy, but it's also good for the household. That will significantly change people's lives. And then I think education, we need more of it. And so we need to do something about that and make it affordable for students and young folk. And that's also another economic stimulus. All these things will create jobs. All these things will help people, help them in their families, help them in their households. I think it's all good.
I don't know that you'd have too many folks out there disagreeing with you, John, but why is it then that it's so difficult for your party, it seems, to make traction with voters in this part of the state in particular?
Well, yeah. The thing is that we do have a very long history, about almost 60 years, where a Democrat hasn't won. But since the Civil War, Democrats have won here more often than Republicans. But people get accustomed to things. And right now we have essentially what amounts to one-party rule, which isn't good anywhere. There should be a natural ebb and flow in bouncing back and forth between the parties. That's good for democracy. It'd be good for the Ozarks. I have conservatives, I have Republicans, I have Trump voters who are going to vote for me. They may not become Democrats, okay? They may not, and that's okay. They don't have to. But they're willing to vote for their interest first. And we know for a fact Billy hasn't done anything for them.
August 7th is your chance to have your voice heard, folks. And Color 10 News will continue after this.